On March 23, 1973, Jason Kidd was welcomed into the world by his parents, Steve Kidd and Ann Kidd, who were overjoyed to become parents to a handsome little boy. On the other side of the bay, in Oakland, is where he spent his childhood. Kidd was a college basketball player for the California Golden Bears, where he made history by becoming the youngest player ever to win the Pac-12 Conference Player of the Year award and was named to the All-American First Team. In the year 1994, Jason entered into the NBA draft, and the Dallas Mavericks selected him with the second overall pick. J. Kidd finished his first season in the NBA with a career-best average of 11 points, 5 rebounds, and 8 assists, and he tied Grant Hill for Rookie of the Year honors. Talk about a fabulous rookie year. The Mavericks would then go on to give Jason a rookie deal that was worth $30 million over the course of 6 years. After only 2 seasons, he was selected to participate as a starter in the All-Star game. The Mavs would continue to pair talent with Jason in the form of Jim Jackson and Jamal Mashburn. They went by the name 3Js and were portrayed as a dangerous group. Both Jackson and Mashburn wanted to be the primary scorer, but they were unable to reach a compromise that would have benefited the team as a whole more than it would have benefited either of them individually. Kidd made an effort to fill the role of the team's necessary leader and worked hard to ensure that everyone was content. The Mavericks went through a number of different coaches because they lacked consistent, solid leadership. Kidd and the other 2 players frequently butted heads with the coaching staff, the ownership, and each other. There were also reports going around that they were fighting over other women, like Toni Braxton. After only 2 years with the team, he was dished out to the Phoenix Suns via a trade. Penny Hardaway was a teammate of J. Kidd's, and after playing with the Suns for a few years, he also played with the legendary likes of Steve Nash and Kevin Johnson. Throughout his time with the squad, they were consistently in the playoffs thanks to his contributions to the team's overall improvement. The Suns gave him a veteran extension worth $25 million over the course of 3 years. Throughout the course of his 5 seasons with the Phoenix Suns, he posted an average of 16 points, 10 assists, and 2 steals. J. Kidd was also named to 3 different first teams for All-NBA, 3 different teams for All-Defensive, and taking the league lead in assists 3 years in a row. Talk about a point godfather. After being dealt to the New Jersey Nets in 2001, he immediately went on to earn a contract for $103 million over the next 6 years. In 2002 and 2003, Kidd led the Nets all the way to the championship game, where they were ultimately defeated by the Lakers and Spurs of Shaq, Kobe, and Tim Duncan and Tony Parker, respectively. He continued to be one of the top playmakers in the game, earning All-Star honors and being an assists and steals monster. He also continued to rack up All-Star nominations. In addition to that, he finished second in voting for MVP behind Tim Duncan. He rejoined the Mavericks in 2008 and a year later inked a deal that would pay him $25 million over the course of 3 years. In 2011, with Dirk Nowitzki serving as his running mate, they were successful in winning the NBA championship for both Nowitzki and the Mavericks. J. Kidd finished his nearly 20 years in the NBA as the second all-time leader in both steals and assists, and he finished his career ranked 30th in three-point field goals made. Such a complete and versatile player J. Kidd turned out to be. Just from his NBA salaries alone, Jason has made more than $180 million throughout his playing career. Kidd has undoubtedly raked up that fortune. Let's take a look at where Jason Kidd spent his money. Mansions. Playing for the Mavericks, Jason has owned a couple of real estate properties in Dallas, like his $1.5 million condo he sold for a profit and his now permanent abode. This magnificent house in Watermill is a home that spans 5,500 square feet and is situated on roughly 2 acres of land. This residence has a pool that is heated, an all-weather tennis court, a pool house, and a carriage house. In addition, there are 6 bedrooms. This piece of art cost Jason a whopping $5.97 million to purchase. In addition to that, he purchased a property in Fox Point that is 8,300 square feet in size and has almost 1.5 acres of Lake Michigan shoreline. This home has 6 bedrooms and 6 bathrooms for your convenience. Kidd shelled out a cool $2.35 million for this crib before eventually selling it to John Miller, the founder and principal of Arenberg Holdings, for the price of $2.65 million. In addition to that, Jason purchased a house that is 2,755 square feet and has views of the Hudson River that are simply breathtaking. This residence has 4 bedrooms and 4.5 baths, Brazilian cherry wood flooring throughout, and an abundance of natural light as a result of the floor-to-ceiling windows that run the length of the western side of the house and reach a height of 36 feet. Later on, Kidd sold this place for $4.775 million, which is a $500,000 increase over the price at which he initially purchased it. Cars. You have to look fancy if you're one of the finest players in the game, don't you think? Kidd has logged some time behind the wheel of some fairly nice rides, including a Cadillac Escalade from 2010. But since he was busted for driving while under the influence of alcohol, Kidd has been avoiding driving his own vehicles as much as possible. He now has his own driver do that for him. Not a bad way to get around. Tattoos. Fans have been under the impression that Jason has been able to conceal his tattoo for a considerable amount of time. However, this is no longer the case. Jason has always had a deep affection for unusual cats, thus he made the decision to get a tattoo of one of them on his body. Jason received the Panther tattoo long before he joined the NBA. Jason initially received the tattoo back in college before he had ever been drafted. If I may say so myself, that was a brave move, but Jason is undeniably someone who is capable of overcoming this obstacle. What a slick-looking feline. Charity. J-Kid has made some decisions he regrets in his past, but creating an effect through his charity foundation is certainly not one of them. He launched the Jason Kidd Select organization, aimed at empowering young women and creating equality for female athletes in basketball and beyond the court. His foundation has provided financial assistance to a number of youth basketball initiatives, one of which being Team Kidd. Both Jason Kidd Select and Team Kidd strive to develop young, passionate female basketball players between the ages of 15 and 17 into elite athletes and leaders of the sport by honing their skills both on the court and in the classroom. In addition to that, he made a number of substantial donations, such as pledging to provide $500 for every Dallas home game win during the 2022-23 season. Key City Capital agreed to match his commitment for a total of $1,000 every home game win during that season. Kidd is having an effect on things. Love life. Kidd's relationship with Jomana was pretty hectic, what with his being accused of domestic violence and having to take a class on anger management. They were blessed with 3 children named Trey, Maya, and Giselle. However, their marriage didn't endure very long and they eventually got divorced. After that, Jason began dating Portia Coleman, a former model. The wedding took place in a secret ceremony in 2011 and the couple has been together ever since. Together, they're the proud parents of 2 boys, Noah and Cooper. Throughout Jason's tenure as a coach, she has been an incredibly solid supporter of him. Net worth. And this is the time that each and every one of you's been anticipating. What is Jason Kidd's current net worth? Because of everything that's going on in his life and work, he's currently sitting at a net worth of $75 million. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Please consider dropping a like and subscribe to the channel for more celebrity and basketball content.